Welcome back to Factory Sealed. It is March 26, 2017. My name's Eric Peterson. Joining me today in what he probably refers to as flesh, Mr. Daniel Curtis.
Cheeky bastard. Hello.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, you alright?
I'm alright.
It's been a while.
It's been quite a while.
What have you been doing?
Oh, can't share.
You can't share.
How long has it been, actually?
I don't know, quite a while.
It has been it's been exactly 1 month.
Has it?
Well, less a day. February 27th.
My God.
It's the longest hiatus we've had since you saved the show.
I know, right?
You're slacking.
I didn't save it anymore.
I dropped
It's
the
gone
ball.
to shit. It's gone.
That's it. Hang up the headphones. We're done.
We'd like to announce the end of Factory Seal today. Goodbye, everyone.
No! I can hear the
we ain't
cries
going
now.
anywhere. We got shit to say. We got nonsense to spew. We got games to talk about for a tiny portion of the show.
We can't let everybody's intelligence level keep creeping.
No,
We are at an all-time high.
we have been hired by the government to bring down the intelligence level.
Just bring everybody down to our
Help us
level.
Get too intelligent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just drag everybody down to our level and then beat them with experience.
They found us drooling on a street corner and went, those guys would be perfect for a podcast.
Is that guy yelling at a bus stop? Get him over here.
Quick, across the road over to his house. Why is it going through his house? Who knows?
Who gives a shit? Easier access. We should probably note that Yambo's not here.
Where's he gone?
He has gone to Poland.
Is he gone with work?
I think so, but why would Poland need him to go? Not Poland. Why would?
He's their new test dummy for their exploding electronics.
Yeah.
Bring in the former German rap star.
Oh man. Maybe he is doing a
Maybe he's doing
performance.
a reggae remix. Maybe he's doing what?
A performance.
Oh, that would be good.
He's doing gigs. He's breaking out of web development
Boy in the house.
and back into the obscure German rap scene.
It's the best video ever.
I don't think people have seen that yet, and I think we need to share it.
We do. We shared you at jazz camp. So
It's not jazz camp.
this one time at jazz camp.
I did really strong
stuck
jazz
through the
hands, and I sprained my fingers. I had to sit out the next performance because I couldn't do sufficient spreading.
One time, the sequin fell off my jacket. I cried for days.
I got my box step wrong and tripped my partner. I had to give up my solo that week.
Oh no!
It's not jazz camp. I was
It
in
is
show
jazz
choir.
camp. Jazz camp.
And I had a solo, and we got first at state, so suck it.
What was it? A deaf convention?
You just- I'm not going there. I saw the door you opened, and I didn't go there.
What'd you say? I think that's good. Give them good mark.
He's awfully cute. Give him a star at first.
There you go, young man. A gold star for you.
Give him first. Get him out of
I
here.
like your sequins on your jacket.
Miss, I don't have sequins on my jacket. Oh, it's a blind convention, too.
Right, let's stop.
Hey, I could have gone a lot deeper on that one.
You could.
That's your fault, by the way.
No, it's not. It's not.
You're taking us away from the new leaf back to the old withered dead leaf on the ground.
I think the new leaf has been turned over again. Back to the old one.
We're back on the wrong side of it.
Yeah, it's more fun.
Bleh.
We had a month off. We have a lot of stupid to get out.
God, do we? We got a little bit of stupid out.
Stupid.
It was really pent up, and we had to release it, but not on factory sealed.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Most of you probably already know this by now. I don't think we ever hinted at this on the show.
No, it was planned behind the scenes and launched very stealthily by you actually just posting the logo. Who likes vague teasers? Literally says what it is.
Not much thought went into that one.
Should I obscure part of this image so people can't see it? No, I will just post it.
I'd be terrible
Genius.
at marketing.
Yeah.
Really bad.
What the hell are you talking about anyway?
We planned for a while, and by plan, that's loose speak for about 4 days worth of effort. A brand new podcast. Say it isn't so.
Where's this replacing Factory Seal? I have so many questions.
Oh, God, let me answer them for you.
Thank you. Can you do it in your stupid competition voice, please?
I don't even remember what that voice was.
It's like a carnival operator. It was
Well, let me tell you about this here gosh darn video
That's the
game
one.
That one?
Mm-hmm.
Do I really have to do it in that?
No, please don't, because I'll just cry laughing.
Well, the Gosh Darn Video Game Podcast is a brand new podcast by us here at Factory Seal. Let me tell you what. You better hike up your britches, because we going to talk about some brand new video games. How often are we going to do this? Well, let me tell you what here.
Eric, shut up, man. I can't.
It's really dumb.
It is, yeah. What he's trying to say is we have launched a new podcast, which you should go listen to. It's called, inspired by Factory Sealed, the Gosh Darn Video Game Podcast!
Woo!
Starring Bert and Edna.
Occasionally.
Yes. I must stress, this is not a replacement for Factory Sealed. We just kind of want to talk about modern games more sometimes. So we are starting a new podcast, which will run alongside Factory Sealed, probably not as frequently. But if we fancy doing Gosh Darn Video Game Podcast, sometimes we will.
It will be
any
combination of the three of us at any given time.
Yes. The very first episode has many highlights. It was about Breath of the Wild and the Nintendo Switch, but we ended up talking about syphilis and skeletons. And Tom revealed his history as a skull collector.
We talked way too long about whether or not skeletons could actually contract venereal disease.
We did, yes. But you should be able to find the show now on iTunes.
Part of the reason for launching that show was that we felt like we were missing out on some of the modern games. Because we spend so much time playing the games for Factory Sealed so that we can bring you the highest quality show possible.
Bullshit!
Damn it. You couldn't just let me have that one.
I think that's what everybody said.
They're like, no, he's not going to say. Oh, he said it. Bullshit. Unsubscribe.
Yeah.
But we wanted to talk about modern games, kind of like what we did with Final Fantasy 15, but we don't necessarily want to do that on what's supposed to be a retro gaming podcast.
But it's in reality just a melting pot of shit.
And the other part of that is that life is getting busier, but we don't want to abandon the show. But we still want to have time to get through the games, so we're switching Factory Sealed to probably every other week.
What? Not every week?
Maybe every week. It's just not going to be guaranteed every week anymore.
Okay. So, but on the plus side, that does give us longer to play the game.
So we can choose higher quality games.
Yes.
Not Chakran. Which we just...
Nothing wrong with Chakran.
Dan.
Hello.
It was shit.
It was shit. What?
Oh, God. Was it ever?
You just found it too hard.
No. I played through a good hour of it with my brother-in-law, and we both went, that's garbage.
How drunk were you, though?
Don't remember.
Yeah, so anyway, that was meant to be Game of the Week. But...
And then we were supposed to do Bionic Commando, but that was shit.
Yes, basically, this isn't for me declaring them shit. It's him for once.
I mean, we should take a few minutes to talk about Bionic Commando.
We should. Before you do that, go on iTunes, subscribe to the new podcast and stuff. Yeah, it's good. It's good shit. We got a good theme tune.
Oh, do we ever?
It's so catchy. He'll be humming that shit for days.
I still like your Bert intro where it sounds like at the end you just take off into the sky.
It's fantastic. Just go listen to it for that, because Eric, you should put together the outtakes of that if you've still got the recording, because there's so many tries.
I think I still do somewhere.
You should find that, because that was funny.
Dan.
Yeah.
What have you been up to for the last month? I feel like people need to catch up on our lives.
Not really.
I live in pity me. There ain't shit to do.
There's not.
Tell me more about Dave the Rave.
Oh God, Dave the Rave.
Because I watched way too many Dave the Rave videos over the weekend.
I told him the other day, we discussed it. What were we talking about originally?
Fuck if I know.
I think we were reminiscing about the mad world that I live in.
Oh yeah, you were talking about the.
You were talking about the Yorkshire guy, Yorkshire MC or whatever he's called.
Oh, MC Devo.
MC Devo.
If you guys want to know what Dan looks like, sounds like, and where he lives, YouTube MC Devo Yorkshire Till I Die.
Sure, I'm not from Yorkshire, but you know,
you're like an hour north of Yorkshire, so they're pretty much
the same place.
Yeah,
you know, yeah. But anyway, I introduced Eric to a gentleman who's from Sunderland near me, called Dave the Rave, who is, I'm not sure if he's okay in the head, but he wanders around. He wanders around Sunderland, listening to hardcore rave music, just dancing.
But the problem is that he listens to it on his headphones, so he's the only one who hears it.
And he just dances like nobody's watching.
I don't know if I could call it dancing. It's less dancing and more...
He's raving.
Huh?
He's raving. That's what he's doing.
Ugh. Like, even that's a loose term. Spasming.
My favorite move is the one where he looks like he's praying while bopping.
And then he claps his hands together really stiffly.
Oh, yeah.
How is that sexual?
I'm sorry. You said stiff.
Ooh.
That's all it takes. Yeah, so Dave the Rave. What a guy.
When I visit, I have to see him.
We'll track him down. We have to hunt down the guy who looks like Super Mario as well.
That we do.
Just
and the bus stop guy.
Of Durham until we find him.
Yeah.
I swear, I see him about once every 4 months or something when I'm driving home, and I swear his hair gets bushier every time.
The Mario dude?
Yeah.
Do you have a picture of him?
Not right now.
Oh. I think you showed a picture to me.
Just pulled over and took a selfie.
You, Mario, stop! Huh?
Hey, Mario!
It's me! Jody Mario!
Selfie.
Well, that's exciting, Dan. You haven't been up to jack squat.
Not really.
I have gotten more into extreme downhill mountain biking.
Oh, God.
And
you're going to end up throwing yourself off, and you'll have to get a head replacement.
Speaking of which, in 8 months from now,
a bad thing.
Speaking of which, in 8 months from now, there's the world's first head transplant taking place.
Is it you?
Nah.
Damn it.
Yeah. But anyway, my first excursion was last Sunday, and I live right at the base of South Mountain in Phoenix, and there are a bunch of biking trails up there. Yeah, I go ride the trails. So I rode my bike to the base of the mountain to one of the trails and went, well, this doesn't look like I can ride up it. So I was talking to some of the other bikers, and they're like, yeah, all the really good trails are at the top. Oh, shit. So I had to hike up the mountain carrying my mountain bike. So it was about an hour hike up, just shouldering this thing up the mountain. And got to the good trails and did a bunch of riding up there and found a trail that went down near where I needed to go called the Devastator Trail, which...
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, it looked okay. It looked like just a thin...
Like a nice beginner's course.
Yeah, it was unrideable. I got about a third of the way down and nearly died and went, I'm just going to walk down.
So you walked up a mountain to walk back down a mountain.
Rode for about 20 minutes at the top because I was so dead. And I'm like, I need to save some energy to get down this thing. And then I got down and come to find out there was a parking lot that I could have parked at the beginning of the trail that I rode at. So I didn't have to shoulder my bike up the mountain.
See, I went cycling yesterday for the first time in like a year, and I nearly died. It was so tiring.
Well,
we went.
My buddy who lives next door has a mountain bike, and he's super out of shape, but wanted to go riding with me. So we found a trail that went along the base of the mountain. Dude, it was so much fun. It was one of those really fun dirt off-road courses with a lot of hills and rocks to hop over and windy trails, but no going up the mountain, and it beat the hell out of us. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I can imagine it's better when you don't have to go up a mountain.
It'd be better if there was a way to just start at the top of a mountain and come down.
Not like a ski lift.
Yes, but for bikes.
They need to invent that. Get on it.
Or a
Propperbolics.
Yeah.
Trademark.
I don't think that would fit in the Propperbolics line of materials.
Anything can.
We sell nutsack coin purses. I don't think we're going to build a ski lift for bikes.
I can't even remember that one.
This is the one where you designed the posh looking ball sack. Oh wait, that's just a Propperbolics logo that just turned into something.
Oh yes, and there was the desert punting boats. They're quite big.
Yes, but they're basically just wooden pallets that you put on the sand.
Oh right.
And don't go anywhere.
Sounds good. So, we were going to talk about Bionic Commando.
Oh, I mean, there's like 4 seconds to talk about. I played, quite honestly, less than 30 seconds of that game because it hit me with its terribleness that fast.
I don't think that's giving it a fair shake.
Dan.
Hello.
It's real bad.
I liked it.
The controls are garbage.
It's not. It just takes some getting used to because you can't jump. You have a grapnel.
Grapnel with an L. Or with an
like
N.
Batman. Batman's is called the grapnel.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
What? I thought it was a... You're right.
And cue Smugface.
Oh. The grapnel? I thought it was...
It's a grapnel gun.
Huh. You learn something new every day.
You're a moron.
I'm dumber than shit.
Bag of hammers.
I just thought it was a grappling hook.
Well, it might be a grappling hook, but Batman calls his grapnel, and that's cool.
Oh, no. The grapnel is the piece at the end. It's the anchor.
Oh.
To grapple is to seize something. It's the verb. Grapnel is the noun.
Oh.
So that would make sense. It's a grapnel gun. Got it. I apologize for insinuating you were wrong.
It's pretty standard, mate, to be honest.
New leaf and all, Dan. New leaf.
Yeah, okay.
Admit when you're wrong. Old me would have fought you to the death, and despite proof, insisted you were wrong.
I can imagine that from a year ago, actually.
Yeah.
Literally the entire show would have been.
Despite proof, nah, still wrong.
I honestly didn't mind Bionic Commando. It was rock hard, but
It's really bad.
and really, really, really bad translations.
Terrible animations. You walk off of a ledge. There's no falling animation. It's just, oh, and now you go straight down in whatever position you were in before.
Yes.
So this game brought me to a revelation. This is another one I played with my brother-in-law when he was visiting, was a lot of old NES games were shit, and they did not hold up well.
Hey, you've got to embrace these with retro.
I understand, but I think a lot of times with retro games, people approach them with some rose-colored nostalgia glasses instead of looking at them for, they really weren't that good. Because we played through...
We are guilty of that.
Yeah. We hooked up my Wii, which I have modded with a bunch of old retro games. It's pretty much got every NES game, and we probably played through 25, 30 different games. Most of which we had all played as kids and got to the end of and went, that really wasn't good. And again, that's by modern standards. So back then, yeah, it may have been different, but games like Mega Man 2, the original Final Fantasy, original Mario, Mario 3, games like that, they still hold up over time because they were phenomenal then and they're still fantastic now. But games like this, they're passable back then.
Yeah. I quite liked it, though.
The remake, now that's a fun one.
What was that for?
They did it for... It came out on PS4, I believe.
PS4?
Or PS3 or something. Bionic Commando Rearmed. PS3, Xbox 360, and
I
Windows.
see what they did there, because his arms are grapple.
Yeah! Get it? It's like they put some thought into naming it.
What a bunch of idiots.
God damn. So yeah, I'm glad we didn't dedicate a whole show to that. And that is another reason for why we're going to be doing bi-weekly Factory Seals, so we can choose better, longer games to talk about.
Not that we've chose one for the next show, but you know.
Oh, we'll have one by the end. Maybe.
Hopefully.
Probably not.
No.
We'll just wing it. Actually, I do have a recommendation that we start.
What?
I'm not telling you now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
But what did we play for this week?
We played, at your behest, the original Crash Bandicoot.
Ooga booga.
Ooga booga booga.
Ooga booga. Yeehaw!
This game has a very fond memory for me, but not because I played it as a kid.
Why?
It's interesting because people always associate, original PlayStation Crash Bandicoot. I grew up with that. I knew the game. I knew the commercials. I knew Crash Bandicoot as a character. But after playing this for a handful of hours, I realized I never actually played this as a kid.
Really?
Never.
You played the sequels, though, right?
Nope.
What?
Yeah.
The fuck?
I've played the first 2 or 3 levels of this game ever, and that's it.
Oh my god, you need to get the remake when it comes out.
My memory with this was when it came out. What year was this?
Oh, we have to do Crash 2 now. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, we have to, but not back to back.
Yeah, we do.
Hold on, I got to find out when this comes out because that'll be relevant to. So it came out in '96. I was in 5th grade.
I don't know what that is over here.
Grade 5.
It's different over here.
I was 10.
How much older are you than me?
Why does that matter? Just take whatever grade you were in when you were 10.
I can't remember.
So if it came out in 96 and I was 10, Dan, do the math. I was born in 86.
7. I was 7.
Okay. So I was 10. My uncle...
Actually, this was the second game I ever got for my PlayStation. After Croc, Legend of the Gobbos.
Gobbos. My uncle had moved to Australia to work for the government and had gone through some sort of depression. Actually, no, this was prior to that. I'm sorry. He was going through some sort of slump and decided to piss a bunch of money away on a PlayStation and Crash Bandicoot. And that is my initial memory of how this game came to exist in my life, is through my uncle going through a shitty part in life and blowing a bunch of money on a PlayStation and a game, and then me watching him play it for a few minutes and like, oh, that's Crash. That's all I ever knew of the game as a kid. Never bought it, never played it. But I always thought I did. I always meant to start it.
You call yourself a gamer.
I know. Coming from the guy who hates Link to the Past.
I don't hate it.
I mean, I could pull the audio clip.
Let's not go down this path again.
Yeah.
I'm still clawing myself back from that one.
So this was made by Naughty Dog back in 96.
One of their first games.
Yes.
But not their first game.
No, their first game was a game called Math Jam on the Apple II, released in 85.
It's amazing how far they've come. I actually finished this, and I was looking at the credits and how few people worked on it.
Well, games could be developed by smaller teams back then. No, look at E.T. It was made by one guy in 2 weeks. And we all know how great that game was.
Mark Cerny, who made the PS4, worked on Crash.
Oh, shit.
Also Spyro the Dragon, I think.
Their first major game that was critically acclaimed, I believe, was Keef the Thief.
Oh, yes.
And then they did something for the 3DO. Ooh. Way of the Warrior is a fighting game published by Universal Studios.
Nasty. They've come a long way.
They have. This game kind of defined the early era of the PlayStation.
Really did. I think Crash was basically Sonic of PlayStation.
Well, they were desperate to find a mascot because Nintendo obviously had Mario and Sega had Sonic, and PlayStation was such a fledgling console that they felt they needed a mascot to back them. So all of the original PlayStation commercials featured this insane live-action Crash standing in parking lots yelling at people through a megaphone.
Yeah, I've seen the clips of that.
I remember watching those on TV. They were hilarious.
I've seen a clip of him with Evel Knievel and stuff.
Yeah.
It's mad.
I wonder why PlayStation ditched him as their mascot.
I think basically there was one called for the PS2 called Wrath of the Cortex, which had like catastrophic load times and wasn't as good. Because Naughty Dog stopped making it after Crash Team Racing.
Okay.
And handed it over to Traveler's Tales, and it just declined in quality. Kind of like Sonic, but Sonic's still about.
Yeah, Sonic is just continuing to throw shit at the wall, hoping something sticks.
I don't know. I think Sonic Mania will be good.
I'm hoping it will.
I'm hoping it will too.
Didn't that just get delayed?
Yes.
Oh,
fair enough. And they're also releasing another one called Sonic Forces.
How about Sonic 06-2?
Oh, God. That game was so broken.
It was.
I just used to get thrown off levels for no reason. It just used to annoy me so much.
But you probably still played it because, like, hey, it's Sonic.
I did. So, coming in blind to Crash, I guess. I mean, you've played 3 levels, but how did you find it?
Interesting. Frustrating, but I understand what it was doing for the platform genre, because really up until this point, platforming was either side-scrolling 2D or an isometric pseudo 3D style like Landstalker.
Yeah.
Or Super Mario RPG.
It's worth you knowing, though, at this point, that Crash 1 is about 10 times harder than Crash 2 and 3.
Crash 1's very difficult.
It is very difficult.
The perspectives are switching from the screen towards the background, from the background towards the screen, left to right, and then any combination thereof. But what's really frustrating, and you have to remain mindful of, is as you're going from left to right, sort of like Little Big Planet, where you can jump between the 3 layers of foreground, midground, and background. You can still do that on Crash, except it's more seamless, and it can cause you to fall off the map.
Yes.
And it's important to note that this game has the worst save system of any game I've ever played my entire life.
I forgot how bad the save system is, actually.
This game is worse at saving games than games that don't even have a save system.
To save your game on this, you have to either pass one of the bonus rounds, which are in some levels but not all levels, or you have to collect a gem at the end of the level, which is basically nigh on impossible.
I didn't even know the gems existed, and I played 4 hours of this game.
Yep. Basically, anybody who's played a Crash game will know that the gems are the kind of, after 2 and 3, go hand in hand with crystals as a collectible. On 2 and 3, you have to collect a crystal per level, and you can also get a gem. A gem you get by breaking every single box in the level. Fair enough, on Crash 2 and 3, easy peasy, really, because you can die as many times as you want. On Crash 1, to get a gem, you have to break every box in the level and not die. It's like, even for me who's played this game quite a lot of my life, it's very hard. I got to the end and only had 6.
Wow.
And that's with replaying levels.
The closest I ever got to getting all the boxes was leaving 4 left.
Yeah. Some of them, you can't actually get every box in the level either, because you have to collect the coloured gems first, which open up new paths to more boxes. Well, I've actually found out a little factoid about this for the first time, because on Crash 2 and 3, when you go to a bonus round, those boxes count towards your total of boxes.
Which is insane, because it's so easy to die in the bonus rounds.
Yeah, but on Crash 2 and 3, you can go back into the bonus round. It's just a platform you can step on.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
You die there, you appear next to it and do it again. On Crash 1, you get 1 chance at the bonus round, and the boxes in this bonus round on Crash 1 do not count towards your total. And
well, that's good.
Because I was halfway through a level, got to the bonus round, and died in the bonus round. It's like, oh man, I'm not going to get the gem now. And I still managed to get to the end of the level without dying, got all the boxes, and then got the gem. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I've been for years trying to get all them boxes.
They're insane. And it's not even really clear that that's the only place you can save at, because I got it in the second level and then made it all the way to the end of the first island and ran out of lives and went, oh, they'll probably just kick me back to the map. Nope, all the way back to my last save. So I stepped away from the game for a couple days. I was really frustrated.
I actually saved it and then went back to it the next day, and it would take me back 3 levels. I was like, how's that happened?
Because it saves at the point where you got that bonus level, but it doesn't assume that you'd beaten that level that you got the bonus level on, so it saves prior to that.
Yeah, but this was 3 levels back, not just 1. So I don't know.
There's some super frustrating levels in this game. Like the first real brick wall I hit was the native village when you're climbing up the wall.
Oh yeah.
They put I think they made platforming in this intentionally difficult. So like, we're going to set ourselves apart.
There was actually a level stripped out because it was so hard.
Good Lord.
Which is kind of, there's a level called, you probably didn't get this far, called Slippery Climb, where you have to kind of go up the side of Cortex's castle in the rain.
Yeah, I did not get there.
It's rock hard even now, but there was something even more difficult than that, apparently.
Huh.
And I don't know, if you get to the 3rd island on this, there is a massive spike in difficulty as well.
I can't imagine that because I didn't get out of the end of the first island. I beat Ripperoo, and then 2 levels after that, there was another one where you're climbing up the side of the wall, and everything became so precisely timed that it was to the point of frustration.
Bear in mind, you've got to try and do this without dying if you want to get the gem. So
Yeah. Oh no, this level there's 0 chance I could have done it without dying. They've got these. We were trying to decide if they were women or cross-dressing men or something carrying shields, and they put them on the smallest platforms. So you jump on them, they come and they bump you off, and you die. And they bump you just enough that it doesn't push you back to the previous platform, but directly into the hole. So as soon as you jump, or as soon as you land, you have to jump immediately, and they'll put the shield above them. And as you're coming down, you have to spin to kill them. Super precise. So they have those everywhere. Then they have the spikes that shoot up out of the ground, coupled with spikes that come down from the ceiling, coupled with pits, and then flames, candles, flames, torches that act as platforms to land on that are interspersed with more spikes that you have to time perfectly. And if you miss anything, you have to start over.
Yeah, it's very hard. You do get checkpoints and stuff, though. So
Occasionally. So no, I did not finish this.
Well, fair enough. But I think you would enjoy 2 and 3 more, because the first one is a bit of a different beast. It's got the foundations, but 2 and 3 kind of tighten up the gameplay a bit, make it the levels are funner. You get more kind of gimmicks. Funner, yes.
Funner?
More fun.
Which one is the funnest?
They're all the funnest.
Good God.
Shut up. Leave my grammar alone.
Grammar. Is that she married to your grandpa?
She is, yes. Have I fallen over?
I have an image for you, Dan.
Oh God.
You'll get this reference.
It's loading.
It's loading. It's Cupcake Dog.
Cupcake Dog.
It's how it feels going back to Slippery Climb in Crash Bandicoot 1.
Oh, it's so bad.
If you don't know who Cupcake Dog is, you have to Google.
Yeah, I'm not even going to explain. Just look at it. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's not sad. It's just
of all the things we tell you to not Google, this is something you can safely Google.
Yes.
I think
porn, honestly.
Yeah, it's not dog porn. I think Naughty Dog was just cutting their teeth with this series.
Yeah, they were. A lot of obviously they phased out the ridiculously difficult gem collecting for the second and third, because it is just daft. Like, I mean, you are, like you said, with the precision. Even the first level, there's a section where you press what's a switch crate, which opens up other crates, and it forms a bridge of crates over a chasm. Did you see this?
Yes.
Yeah, and you have to jump on those crates and break them without falling in the pit. It's so difficult.
It's like they were taking all of the best ideas of previous proven platform games and trying to mash them into one and then put their own spin on it.
I mean, it's a decent game. It's still worth playing. It just can be frustrating. I mean, this game doesn't have analog support either, which is a ball ache.
It is, but I guess it makes sense that it doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Because going back to playing old 2D platformers and side-scrolling games, I always use the D-pad.
Interesting.
Yeah, like Mega Man, can't play it with a joystick. Just can't do it.
Can't do it.
Not gonna. Can't make me.
You're not gonna make me, you arsehole. So, so you're not too fussed on Crash then? So
I mean, I enjoy it. I'm still really looking forward to the remake of it.
I mean, that looks fantastic.
It really does.
I think it's going to be marked down, though, because it has the gameplay of these old games, but that's intentional. I don't think that's fair.
Now, is this just... Are they doing like what Just Add Water did with the Oddworld games and completely rebuilding them, or are they just slapping some fresh paint on it?
It's basically level out, physics, things like that are going to be very similar.
So it's a complete rebuild.
Yeah. They've been using Naughty Dog's old assets and upgraded them basically. But they've released footage from Crash 1 and Crash 2 so far. And the levels look basically identical, but completely new and shiny at the same time.
Yeah, so they're completely rebuilding it.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
And that's how I think HD remakes really need to be done.
But bear in mind you're getting 3 games in this as well.
Oh, yeah. I'm wondering if this is coming out for the Switch. No, it's PS4 only. Yeah, I suppose, because it's their IP.
Limited time. I think it is coming out eventually on other things, but they haven't really said yet.
Because that seems like it's not a PS4 exclusive.
Because Sony doesn't own Crash now anymore, you know. Activision does.
Oh. Huh. Did not know that.
I'm really looking forward to it, though. I mean, I hope they've upgraded the save system for the first one.
They would have had to.
I changed how you get gems. Do you know why you actually get gems on the first one?
Not a clue, because I didn't even know gems existed.
Oh, fair enough. If you get to the second off last level, which is called the Great Hall, there's either basically you can jump across a platform and you are at the warp gate to get out of that level, or if you've collected the gems, they form a bridge which you can use to go to a secret ending.
Ooh.
Which isn't worth doing. But you know, you don't feel good unless you start collecting all the shit, do you?
Oh, what were the... So there's a bunch of stuff to collect in every level. You have are they apples?
Wumpa fruit.
Wumpa fruit.
Wumpa with a U.
Wumpa.
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 Wumpa, 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 pa, wumpa, pa, wumpa.
You have Wumpa fruit.
Like that. Yeah.
You have the crash heads, which give you extra lives.
Mm-hmm.
You have the 3 tokens interspersed between a few different levels that get you the bonus round. But then you have the Cortex heads. Or no, they're not Cortex heads. What are they?
They are Cortex heads.
Are they? They just look like some old shriveled up dude.
Oh no, those are Embryo heads.
Yeah.
Who is Cortex's friend. Those are just different bonus rounds. So just basically the same but harder.
Oh.
And then there are 2 levels which have Cortex heads on. You collect the 3 Cortex heads, you go to a special Cortex bonus round. You finish the Cortex bonus round, you get a key, which unlocks one of 2 secret levels. And I believe one of them is another one of the hog levels, which you hate so much.
Oh, the hog level was awesome.
Think of Crash 2, that gets better because you can ride on a polar bear.
Well, you could ride on a polar bear in the Game Boy Advance version, Crash's Big Adventure. Yeah, and that was awesome. It was so much fun.
I don't think I've played that one.
I really enjoyed that game.
I played the one where it was Crash in Spyro World. Crash Bandicoot Yellow or something.
There's so many Crash games.
There is, but most of them are shit.
Speaking of shit, let's talk about that Ripperoo boss battle.
Why did you struggle? I think the bosses on this are one of the best bits about it.
The first boss is just a big fat dude that spins a Q-tip around and hits you with it, and as soon as he misses, you got to jump on his head 3 times. That wasn't that hard.
Papu.
Yeah. But Ripperoo's level really highlights how precise your jumps have to be in this game to not die.
Yep.
There are 9 squares with a waterfall in the background and water all around you, so you have to stay on these squares at all times. And TNT boxes come down the waterfall. As soon as one comes down, it sits where it is. Another one comes down, everything moves up 1 tier. And when you hit the boxes, they start counting down. Meanwhile, Ripperoo is bouncing between these in a predefined pattern, so you have to time it so that he lands on the square next to the bomb as it detonates. And do that 3 times, but his pattern changes each time you hit him.
I see. Yeah, because I've played it before, I kind of nailed it pretty soon. But I suppose if you're going in blind, it would be quite hard.
Yeah, I died mountains of times. Simply because...
Mountains, I tell you!
Simply because I kept falling into the water.
Yeah, Crash can't swim.
No. Which is dumb.
It is dumb, but it's part of the game.
Nah.
Ripperoo's back in the second one.
Is he?
He's a boss. Yeah. But you get nitro crates in the second one as well as TNT. Those explode straight away if you touch them.
What are some of the other bosses that I didn't make it to?
Yeah, there is Koala Kong, who is basically a really buff koala who throws rocks at you.
Okay.
And
oh, is he the dude in the yellow pants and the vest?
I can't remember. Am I missing one here?
I just remember there being a character. Yeah, that's Koala Kong. I just looked him up. That's him.
Fair enough.
I know the Twin Sanity version of him.
Oh, he's in that, is he?
Yeah.
You've played that one, but you haven't played these.
No, but I recognize because from my time working at GameStop.
Yeah, Koala Kong is pretty easy. You just he throws rocks at you, and then eventually he throws one rock which stays on the screen. You have to spin attack it, and knock it towards him. But sometimes TNT drops from the ceiling.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. The next one after that is Pinstripe Potteroo, who is a weasel or something, who has a machine gun.
Okay. Like a mafioso style?
Yeah. He really is. He's CEO of Cortex's company. And then you fight Nitrous Brio, who he throws potions at you and then finally swallows a potion and turns into a giant hulking thing. And you have to jump on his head.
Okay.
And finally you fight
no. I just looked him up. Those are the Nitrous Brio heads icons that you pick up throughout the game. Not the other ones. Oh, Embryo. Got it.
If you got the joke.
I get it.
There's one in Crash 3 called Entropy as well.
I get it.
You got it?
Can you explain it again?
No, I can't.
Okay. And then you fight Cortex.
Yeah, that ridiculously hard level I was talking about was called Stormy Ascent.
No, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
The level was removed due to its extreme difficulty as essentially in a harder version of Slippery Climb, which is already considered one of the hardest levels in the game.
Considered.
It also had a lot of bugs.
I'm glad it was cut. It doesn't sound fun.
Me too.
And then you fight Cortex.
Yes.
So I take it you beat this.
Very easy. Yes, it did.
How about long did it take?
Not too long. A few hours. 4?
Ooh. Well, I suppose because you've beaten it before, so you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. If you came in blind, I imagine it would be... I honestly wouldn't start with the first one. I'd go straight to 2.
Yeah, I think we need to, at some point this year, do the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to see where they've gone.
I have a few bits of trivia about Crash if you're
interested. Hit me!
Do
you want to make it a quiz?
We'll make it a quiz for you. Do you know what Crash was originally called?
The Tasmanian Devil.
No, that's Taz.
Oh.
He was called Willy the Wombat.
That's dumb.
As the game forced you to look at the backside of the character as a third-person platformer, Naughty Dog had a code name for the game. What was it?
Astrovision.
It's got ass in it, so I'll give you half a point.
Crash Ass.
No. They called it Sonic's Ass Game.
I remember reading about that, yeah.
Two of the main artists who worked on Crash also worked on another franchise, which is very similar. What is it?
Jack and Daxter.
Nope. Think
Mario.
No.
Sonic.
No.
Spyro.
Yay! Well
Ooh, that's why there's a crossover.
done. Nailed it.
Got it!
Why did Crash get his name?
Because he crashed into boxes.
Yes, well done.
God, I'm smart.
What is Cortex's name referencing?
The brain.
Correct.
I'm doing way better on this quiz than you and Tom did with syphilis skeletons in
I
Zelda.
know. We may have been a bit stupid.
Good lord.
So I can't really ask a question about this one, so I'll just tell you it. Apparently the Wumpa fruits in the game and the sequels are not actually 3D objects. They're animated sprites that always face the camera, which gives them a 3D look. This was necessary due to hardware limitations.
Ooh.
Reused in Crash 2, Crash 3, Crash Bash, The Huge Adventure, Entranced, and Purple Fusion.
Solid bit of knowledge.
It's
kind of like what they do with bushes in 3D games. They just take two flat images and cross them over each other.
Yeah. Here's another fact. I can't really ask about this one. Crates were implemented very late in the game. Their purpose was to fill some of the empty spaces around the levels and to give the players something fun to do while running through the levels.
Something fun to do besides play this game.
Yeah. Do you know why Crash Bandicoot's girlfriend Torna was not seen for 10 years after the first game?
She was dead.
Yes. No. Apparently, Sony of Japan was not comfortable with Crash having a sexy girlfriend.
Why?
Because I don't know.
But if she wasn't sexy, they would have been okay with it?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, makes sense. Make her ugly.
How many voice actors worked on this game?
2,000.
1.
Damn it, that was my next guess. I figured it was one extreme or the other.
Which character, apart from Crash, has appeared in every game?
Cortex.
Nope.
Embryo.
Nope.
His girlfriend.
She was in 1.
The Wampa fruit.
It's not a character.
The bear. The boar.
Nope.
The rolling boulder.
Nope.
The Crash Bandicoot.
No. Are we giving up?
Wait. Embryo.
You've said that.
No, I didn't. I said Cortex.
You said embryo as well.
Oh. Ripperoo.
No.
I don't know.
Aku, the mask.
Oh, well, not a character.
He is a character. He speaks in the sequels.
Is he kind of like Link's Navi?
Yeah.
Every time I saw him, I wanted to do the Ikum Bookum from Banjo-Kazooie.
Ikan Bokum, Ichuai. You won't know. The game is apparently dedicated to the memory of Tai Min Kim, who passed away after working at Naughty Dog on Way of the Warrior.
Oh, nope.
There are two characters who were originally meant to be in this game, but were pushed over to the sequel. Who are they?
I don't know. I've never played the sequel. His girlfriend.
No!
Aku.
No!
The rolling boulder.
Yes! No. Tiny Tiger and the Komodo brothers, who are bosses on Crash 2.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Here's once more of a fact. Crash Bandicoot is one of the first platformers in full 3D, alongside Jumping Flash and Super Mario 64.
Ooh.
It's one of the best-selling Western video games in Japan.
Okay.
As of 2009, How many million units has Crash Bandicoot sold?
200.
Nope.
6.
No. You went from one extreme to the other.
Well, the other question was one extreme or the other. I don't know. 26.
39.
That's close. So you said that this, alongside Mario 64, were the first 3D platforming games.
Yep. And something called Jumping Flash, which I
So-
haven't heard of.
June 23rd, 96 is when Mario 64 came out. Crash came out in September.
Okay.
It's amazing to see the difference in quality that these two games are pushing. I think the N64 was much higher quality. But you never played that in the day, did you?
No, I didn't actually.
Just in terms of the open world and how it was executed, I think Mario 64 completely blows Crash out of the water. If we're comparing...
We need to play that at some point.
Yeah, if we're comparing who did it better first, Mario obviously did it better.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And my final fact is the first 3 levels to have been finished were moved to the 3rd island because they were too hard.
Gotta make them easier.
Yeah, they were hard.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's my facts for Crash.
Good facts, Dan.
Thank you.
Good facts. That's Crash. Dan, we need to talk about Zelda.
Why?
Because we talked about the Switch and Breath of the Wild on the Gosh Darn Video Game Podcast, but I don't think everybody's going to listen to that.
Well, they should do, because they could find out, because I'm not going to say anything about Zelda unless they listen to it.
Fine.
Fine. Good.
But I feel it's important to do a follow-up because the Switch has been out for about a month now.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one.
You do.
A lot of our listeners have one.
They do.
And I'd be very curious to know how people are feeling about it a month after launch.
Is it shit?
No, it's not shit.
Are you regretting buying it?
Absolutely not. I'm a bit apprehensive about the future of it, though.
Yep, that was always my issue.
Simply because I don't see any absolute must-owns on the horizon. We're a month into this console. We still have zero word about the Virtual Console. Nothing.
They're doing well.
They've released a few things on the eShop. No other games have come out that I've... Yeah, I just don't think any other games have come out. Next one I want is the end of April, but it's a game I technically already own.
What's that?
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Oh, okay.
I think I'll be buying I Am Satsuna.
I am Satsuma!
I am an orange!
Orange.
But Breath of the Wild has kept me sufficiently entertained. I think I've just crested 50 hours into it.
I cannot believe how good that game is.
It is... I'm willing to say at this point, unless we play something absolutely stellar this year, it will be my game of the year this year.
Mine too. I mean, I just, it blows me away. With the amount of time I put into it, I thought I would have seen everything, but every time I boot that game, I find something new, and it just baffles me how much they've put in it.
Yeah, I was just putzing around in the northeast or the northwestern Hebra Mountains. 50 hours into the game, came across a lady who does snow shield surfing.
Yeah, I've done that. Did you find the guy who lets you go bowling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just now got around to killing the flying dragons in the sky. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I attacked them, but I haven't killed them.
Well, when you attack them, they drop a scale. And then you have to take that scale and drop it into a certain spring. And then it opens up a shrine.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers.
No matter how much because I got Horizon Zero Dawn the same week, I haven't played it since because I'm just absorbed in Zelda.
Zelda
That's
is
not
the only game I've been playing for the past month, aside from Crash.
That's not to say that Horizon Zero Dawn's a bad game, which it really isn't. It's fantastic, but Zelda is just on another level.
It
It's not
is.
shite.
It's definitely not shite.
If you haven't got a Wii U or you haven't got a Switch, you should find a way to get one because this is fantastic. There are games that come along every so often which will be talked about for years to come, and this is one of those games.
I think this will enter the echelon of best games of all time.
Ocarina of Time level, I think.
Yeah.
There's a reason this got 10s out of 10 from everyone.
Did you see that? Do you know who Jimquisition is? The guy who just
I've heard of him.
intentionally gives kind of shitty reviews. Like, he just likes to poke the bear. He was recently sued for inflammatory comments over a review of a certain game, and the court dropped it. They're like, this is ridiculous. He's just giving an opinion. It's a critical review. His score of Breath of the Wild got aggregated into Metacritic and brought it down from tied for like second best of all time. It brought it down from 98 to 97.
How could you find something wrong?
He just did it to poke the bear, I think, and just be an ass.
I mean, if you don't like this game, you don't like games. That's just how it is.
Well, it's so approachable for even non-gamers too, because it's not like Skyrim where you have to have an understanding of how a game world is built and how things are put together and what you can and can't do, and there's a law structure within that you have to abide by. This one, it's just, here you go, here's your world.
Yeah, go nuts. It's just there's just the scope of it and how much there is to do and how much there is to see and how everything connects together. I said this on Gosh Darn Video Game Podcast, so I'm going to say it again. It's just I can't wrap my head around, like, when I'm playing it, how good it is. It's just everything ties together so beautifully.
You kind of forget for a while that you're playing a game with a purpose.
Yeah.
Because Zelda games in the past have held your hand along the way and made sure you got to everywhere in a predetermined amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
This one, they just kind of say, here's your main story, but here's all this other cool stuff to do too.
I mean, I've consistently been in an area where I've been somewhere and went, right, I should probably go to bed now or something like that. I'll go out. And there's something else in the distance, and you've just got to go and look at it.
Yeah.
You just can't tear yourself away. It's like Skyrim, but where the dungeons are actually quite rewarding. Well, there's something interesting to find.
Yeah, and I have yet to come across any shrine that I'm like, this sucked.
They're all so clever.
The
shrines are basically like mini dungeons with puzzles inside.
And then you get to some shrines that you walk in and it goes, you've already proven yourself just getting here. Here's your spirit orb.
Yeah.
Like the ones where you have to put the scales in the pond.
Yes.
Have you gotten to the point where you're ready to go face Ganon?
I actually tried it and got completely obliterated. With 14 hearts, quite good weaponry, decent armor, and because if you tried it.
I have not.
I'll say now, if you don't want to know about the last section of this game, this is probably quite spoilerific, so maybe fast forward a couple of minutes. It's kind of like an interconnected dungeon where you can go through the castle in different bits where it's all destroyed, and then there's those guardian things everywhere, and you've got to sneak around them or blow them up. But there is special armor which you can get, which prevents damage by guardians or reduces it greatly.
Yeah, I have two. I have the chest piece and the legs so far.
I have the chest. That's it. I found some rubber armor, though, earlier.
I have rubber pants.
I have rubber armor.
Where'd you get that?
A Thunder Plateau.
I want it.
Which is towards the left of the map.
The left. Just go left.
Which could be anywhere because it's massive.
So is there a logical way through the Lost Woods? because I just ended up guessing until I got it right.
Fire up your torch and follow the way the torch moves.
See, I thought that's what it was.
It is. Well, it worked for me, so I assume that's what it is.
I just kept walking in a direction that didn't kill me, and then if it killed me, I remembered where I died, and then just didn't go that way.
Yeah, you should do that.
But I finally got through. Got the Master Sword. Which, did you know that if you're full health and you hit R1, like you're going to throw your weapon, he'll actually fire a beam out of the end of his sword like all the other games?
Really?
Yeah.
No, I had no idea of that.
Yeah. If you have to have full health, and you know how you can chuck your weapons if you want to get rid of them?
Oh, right.
He won't throw the Master Sword, but he'll fire a beam out of it.
Well, I'm trying that later.
Yeah.
There's so much to it. Like I told you the other day, if you go up to certain people with no clothes on, they'll say something.
I haven't tried that yet, but I saw a picture where somebody was trying to jump off of a bridge as someone was walking by, and he came over and talked him down.
It's so good.
Just a bunch of cool stuff to it. It's a game that I feel like I'm getting to the end of my time with it, though.
Really?
Yeah, like I feel like I want to go beat Ganon before I burn out and just don't finish it. Because I want to move on to other games. I want to play Horizon. I want to get back into an RPG.
But have you found any of the big labyrinths yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
They're not that difficult. I think I've done 3 of them.
Oh, there's only 3.
Yeah, I think I've done them all then.
I haven't found the 3rd one. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, they're not that difficult. But I just feel like I want to move on. Not that I don't enjoy it, but I'm ready to move on.
Well, fair enough. 50 hours is a lot to put into a game.
I was looking at, because it doesn't give you your actual hour count, but if you go to your friends page on the Switch, it'll show you who's played, and then it says played for more than 50 hours, and mine says currently played more than 50. I have some friends who are like played more than 70 hours. Like, we're crossing into Skyrim territory now.
Oh my god. I've still got that to play again as well.
Ugh, no thanks.
And Mass Effect Buggy Andromeda came out this week as well.
Oh god, those walking animations are so funny.
I'm going to give that a couple of months until they fix it, I think.
Ugh, I'm just going to pass on that entirely.
You don't like Mass Effect, though.
I don't. I mean, I liked certain aspects of number 2.
Yeah, it's the best one.
Like the tight pants.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't I name my...
Chloe's ass shepherd.
That's right around the time of Uncharted 2.
It was.
What else is coming out soon that we need to play? We're kind of hitting a
start
slump.
of the year for games.
What's that?
It's been a good start of the year for games.
It has been.
Don't think there's much coming up.
I was just going to look at a quick list here to see
Shadows of Mordor 2.
That's in August.
Ukulele.
Oh, yeah, that's next month.
Is it next month?
Yeah, April.
Weird.
April 11th. Dan, that's 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm getting that.
That's 2 weeks from Tuesday.
Dark Souls 3 DLC?
Nah.
Yeah.
I think there's a ukulele version for the Switch, but it's digital only.
Is it coming out on launch? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that I'm not sure of either. Not much.
Crash Bandicoot, 30th of June.
Yeah, we're kind of entering...
June, Final Fantasy 12.
When is that?
11th of July, sorry.
Oh, we're going to need to play that.
I imagine we could probably play that for the show because it is a retro game. Just
yeah. Yes, we shall.
And then there's stuff just coming soon. God of War could be good if that comes out this year. Kingdom Hearts 3, Death Stranding.
On April 4th, Parappa the Rapper Remastered.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that one.
Kick punch. It's all in the... I don't remember the words after that.
I'm really looking forward to Insomniac's take on Spider-Man.
I didn't know they were doing that.
Did you not? Oh, watch the trailer. Watch the trailer.
Shall I?
Yes.
Ooh.
It looks sexy. But you should watch it later.
So,
right now we should do some emails.
Hold on. I saw that Elder Scrolls Online is doing their next update with Morrowind. That has almost convinced me to get into that game.
Has anybody played that?
I did the beta for it.
I have no interest.
I'm real interested now that it's got Morrowind.
I love Morrowind.
You never played Morrowind. Shut up.
I love Morrowind. I played Oblivion. I jumped more than I should have.
Morrowind was the same way.
I got that there athletic skill up
to 110.
I just used to jump everywhere. I was gutted it wasn't in Skyrim.
Yeah, I still jumped everywhere.
Yeah. Well, you have to get up the cliffs.
You want to do some emails?
Yeah, boy.
You want to send us an email, factoryzealotmantank.com. We have...
Say that any quicker?
Factory sealed at manatank.com. First and only email comes from Mike Tyson. He writes...
One?
Yeah.
Just one? Come on, people. It's slacking. Come on.
He
emails.
writes, all right, you slags. Just listen to your episode on Mega Man 10 or X.
Oh my god, that was a while ago.
Yeah, Mega Man X, where Eric and Dan mentioned how awesome it was that... Hold on, I just resized and lost my spot. How awesome it was that Eric beat a boss with very little health left, as well as dealing with lag. To me, that sounded like one of those moments that was a personal, amazing gaming moment. The kind that you couldn't repeat again. It reminded me of one of my favorite gaming moments when I was much younger. Tekken 3 was the big fighting game at the time. For weeks and weeks at school, my friend Joe and I kept telling each other that when we finally got the chance to play against one another, would we whoop the other's ass. What made this a little more interesting is that we both favored the same character, Hwoarang. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Hwoarang.
Hwoarang.
Yeah, it's Hwoarang.
We finally got together to have this match. We put the maximum number of rounds on, which right now I can't remember if it's the best of 5 or 7. No time limit. We both fought valiantly and ended up tied at 4-6. Delete as appropriate each round. The final round decided the victor. After weeks of busting each other's balls over who was the better Tekken player, we got to the final moments, a minuscule amount of health. Both went for the exact same move and it ended up in a draw. We decided to never face each other using Hwoarang ever again and agreed on a permanent tie. My question to you guys is, what is a personal OMG gaming moment that each of you have? It could be something similar to above or getting through a difficult boss by the skin of your teeth, an amazing gaming feat, anything really. Just remember... or just a personal moment that stuck with you, made you go wow, and would be very difficult to recreate.
Getting the platinum trophy on Ollie Ollie 2.
Oh, yeah.
I destroyed my DualShock 4 for that.
That's impossible.
I've done it.
Oh, God. I can't think of anything. I'm sure there's stuff.
Honestly, Eric, this is probably your fault. First time I ever finished Dark Souls.
Oh, yeah, that's an achievement in and of itself.
It's just, finally beating Ornstein and Smough.
Oh, yeah.
Dark Souls 1. Because I had to try that about 80 times before I did it.
I don't know if it's like... I can't think of anything that's just insane. Like, I could never recreate that outside of when you and I were playing Battlefield 3 together. I was flying a jet, and I saw a helicopter above me, so I flew up to it and saw somebody jump out of it, so I aimed for him and hit them with my jet to kill him.
They got a roadkill bonus.
Yeah, roadkill bonus in a jet.
So good. So good.
But I would say for me, one of my most memorable moments was... with the original Demon Souls and Tower Knight. Finally beating him for the first time. Because it was such an impossible fight. The lead up to get there, your death run was difficult in and of itself, and just getting there with enough health to fight the guy. I got there, finally figured out his pattern, had almost no health left when I beat him. It's just one of those really proud gaming moments.
I feel like that's a common gaming moment when you... I was playing Binding of Isaac the other day, and I had 1 heart of health left and beat the last boss, and I just felt so good. Because I was like, I'm so going to die. Because if you've played that game, you know how hard it is.
I've never made it to the final boss, and I have like 20 hours into that game.
Really?
Yeah, I'm shit at it.
Have you even beat Mom yet?
Never seen her.
What?
Yeah.
That's not the final boss.
Okay, so I've never been close.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good question, though, Mike. I like it.
Yeah. Says, amazing show as always. May Factory Seal rain on Mike Tyson.
It will.
Yeah.
Forever.
Forever. Dan,
No.
I have a
Hello.
suggestion on what we should start playing.
Oh, God.
Because we've been so engrossed with Zelda, I feel like it is time to play a game that I've been talking about for years.
Oh, no.
You ready?
It's not Goof Troop, is it?
Oh, buddy. A little bit better than Goof Troop. A
Goof
lot
Troop
better.
2?
Goof Troop 2 is not a game.
That's what you think.
I think we should start Alundra.
Oh.
It is
I don't know anything about Alundra.
it is essentially, for lack of a better comparison, the PlayStation's version of top-down Zelda. And holy shit, is it awesome. It's going to need to be a multiple-part show because it's
Spiritual sequel to Landstalker.
really long. Oh, yeah, it's a spiritual sequel to Landstalker. It even uses the same looking character. I want to say it's like 30 hours long.
Yeah, okay.
I think we should start it and then do it over a couple shows.
All
3
right.
shows.
All right, I'm up for that, usually.
This is the one that I'm pretty sure if you beat will be on your Game of the Year list. I don't think there's any way I can hand select your Game of the Year next year because Breath of the Wild will take it. But I can shoot for that number 2 spot this year.
You can. You're pretty consistent the past couple of years.
PES 3. Yeah, PES 2. I think this will make it. So this is one of my all-time favorite games of all time. But much like Dark Cloud 2, I've never beaten it.
Oh, God.
For much
should be
the same
interesting.
reasons as I explained for why I never beat Dark Cloud 2.
Well, you're gonna.
I'm going to beat this. And that's why I'm ready to move on from Zelda. Because I want to dump time into this. It's so good. Excellent story. Really engrossing world. The gist of this story, to give you a wet your whistle a little bit.
Thank you.
You are Alundra, and you become shipwrecked on an island, and you get taken in by this village.
Spoilers!
This is all revealed in like the first minute of the game.
Spoilers! Now
The
I'll
game
be
came
bored in
out-
the opening cinematic.
Yeah. You're taken in by this village, and this village is suffering from debilitating nightmares, and people who succumb to these nightmares enter a coma state and die. So it is discovered that
pretty
you...
bad.
What's that?
That's pretty bad.
It's discovered that you, the character, Alundra, are a member of this ancient tribe of dreamwalkers.
Spoilers.
Shut up! I'm giving you a taste of the game to get you excited.
Spoilers.
It's discovered that you can walk into these nightmares and defeat the nightmares and save the people. So that's
I like it.
the nightmare piece of that, but then you have to discover why these people are having these nightmares in the real world and what's happened It's super cool. You really become attached to the characters within the game and the universe itself. If you like top-down Zeldas, you're gonna love this game.
Well, I'm saying nothing.
It's better than Link to the Past.
Oh God!
Just to get you excited for it. But yes, you can get it on the PlayStation Store. It's like $6.
Sweet.
Sweet titties. So
I
we
shall
will.
buy it.
I think we'll do that over 2 shows. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Sounds good. Dan,
Hello.
thanks for joining me today.
It's all right. Don't worry about it.
What?
Don't worry about it. I went too Cockney.
Went too incomprehensible there. As it stands, we will be back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Unless we get really bored and want to chat with each other, we'll maybe be back next week. But
We might do a gosh darn video game podcast. You never know. You
quite.
should subscribe to that one because we might do that as well.
As it stands for that, we're just going to keep feeding that stuff into the Factory Sealed Facebook page until we gather a little bit more of a following.
Yes, but if you do listen to you can't say that.
You!
Gosh darn video game podcast.
That was close.
Always say it the full way.
Always.
Always.
Never
If
abbreviate.
you are listening to that, it's brand new, so we need your reviews, please. It'd be marvelous.
Reviews.
And
There might
reviews
be-
for this show are always appreciated.
There might be reviews on there now for the gosh darn video game podcast, but maybe not enough yet. I don't think so.
I tried checking, but it's very difficult to find reviews of a podcast.
Huh. I'm not seeing it on the store anymore.
What?
Yeah. I just typed in gosh darn video game podcast and it's not on the store anymore.
Oh, brilliant. Well done.
Excellent.
You've broke it.
Maybe somebody finally listened to it and went, man, that sucks.
I hope.
Oh, because I didn't put the gosh darn video game podcast.
Oh. That might be a problem.
Oh, hey, we have a review
Do we?
titled Turn It Up, Edna. An excellent video game podcast by a great group of guys, endlessly entertaining and easily sidetracked. The rapport between the hosts makes you feel as if you are with a group of old friends. I love it. And if you do, check out their other podcast, Factory Seal, because it is the Nip Tips.
Excellent.
Perfect. We like
That
those.
by.
Yeah. So we'll be back in a couple weeks with the first part of Alundra. Oh, man. My nipples are hard just thinking about it. Oh.
Mine too.
Oh. Guys, that's going to do it for this show. We'll be back in a week or 2.
We will. Thank you, Eric.
Thanks, Dan.
It's all right. Don't you worry about it.
Oh, not going to worry my pretty little face about it.
You just sound like a fucking idiot.
I don't know what I was going for there. Not going to worry my little pretty face about it. You're good.
Listen to Gosh Darn Video Game Podcast, everyone.
Tati bye.
Bye.